Hi there and welcome. I'm Bogner and I'm delighted to be one of the ambassadors with the 1 Million Meditators. Today I'm going to be offering you a guided meditation for self-love. So I run Soul Vibration School of Light, and I've worked with a lot of people developing their intuition, learning to channel, do those kinds of things. One of the themes that I find amongst people is that they are too hard on themselves. They would be rather be connected to spirit than being connected to their own body. They would rather just kind of forget about that physical presence and stay more focused on the spiritual presence. But the reality is, we came here to have a physical experience. We didn't come here just to be spirit. We came here to be spirit in a body. And so from that place, it's very important that we learn to love ourselves as well. And we didn't come to this planet hating ourselves. We came here loving ourselves. We learned to not love self. So if we can learn to not love self, we can learn to love self as well. So that's what we're going to do today. First, I want to just talk a little bit about 1 Million Meditators. This is the baby of Anita Morrow. She had the idea to bring this into the world and has worked tirelessly for the last 2 years to make that happen. The number of ambassadors that are helping to share this around the world is growing constantly. Over this week, starting this past weekend and continuing on until this following weekend, we're actually having over 100 meditations with over 40 different ambassadors guiding them. So this past weekend we did 24 hours of I Love Myself and the Planet to celebrate the International Day of Peace. This week there are various guided meditations throughout the week, and this coming weekend we're going to do another 24 hours of I Love Myself and the Planet to celebrate the 2nd anniversary of 1 Million Meditators. Our goal is to have 1 million meditators join us in that 24-hour period by the year 2020. So we're well on our way there. And we love that everybody that is joining us to help to make that happen, because our collective energy can make a difference in the world. Lynn McTaggart has done extensive studies around the power of 8. With just 8 people with common intentions and common focus, it actually shifts the energy. And that's just really exciting to me. And thank you, Anna. That's beautiful. I love the comments. Please share your comments, share your love on this page, on this meditation. Thank you so much for that. Okay, so self-love. Everybody hears a lot about self-love. What is it really? Part of it is actually loving our physical vessel. And that's what we're going to do today. We're actually going to go through and we're going to talk to all the different parts of our body and remind ourselves to be grateful for them. Our cells are listening to us. And when we are constantly telling ourselves that they don't know what they're doing, that they're not good enough, that they are in a state of failure in some way because we don't appreciate them, our cells believe that. And they go along with it. They go, oh, that's what she wants. That's what I'm going to give her. So when we take the time to actually connect with ourselves, to connect with our body, to tell it what it is that we want, and to tell it how much we appreciate it, it's amazing the difference that that can make. So that's what we're going to do today. So I invite you to sit back, relax, and get comfortable. Just start to let go of your day. Just letting go of all that it is that you've been thinking about or been pondering or focused on, or maybe worrying about. Maybe you have something going on that you're worried. Just letting all of that go. And finding your breath. Nice, long, deep breath. Breathing right into the heart. And releasing. On that exhale, letting all of that go out of the body. And a few nice deep breaths. Breathing right into the heart and sighing or releasing that out. Becoming centered in your heart. And then starting to pay attention to the body. First noticing if there is any tension anywhere in the body. So again with the breath, breathing right in, this time taking the breath into whatever part of the body you feel tension. Maybe your shoulders are stiff, or your back is sore, or your hips aren't that comfortable. Whatever part of your body. And we're just going to spend a couple of minutes here because you may have more than one spot you want to take that breath into. So inhale that breath right into whatever part of your body feels like it needs it. And exhale and release it. And inhale for the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bringing that breath right into the part of the body that needs it. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now continue with approximately that speed and that focus for another few breaths. And now let's take that breath right down into your feet. So breathing down into the feet, noticing your toes, noticing all of the bones and muscles in your feet, maybe stretching and moving the toes a little bit, waking up the feet. And taking a moment to be grateful for all that it is that your feet do for you. They carry you, they hold you. Think of all of the weight that we put on our feet. We jump, we run, we walk. We walk with shoes and without. We wear fashion shoes rather than comfortable shoes. Or not. But just be grateful to your feet for all of that they take it. And when you wear those uncomfortable shoes, within minutes of you taking them off, your feet have recovered. They stretch back out, they shift. So just be grateful to your feet. Add whatever loving thoughts you wish for yourself. And now moving that breath and the attention into the ankles. And again, maybe moving them a little bit, just to wake them up and get their attention. And love your ankles for their flexibility, for their bending, for their strength, for all that it is that they do for you. Maybe say the words, I love you. Say that to your ankles and to your feet. I love you. And if you have any problems in your ankles and your feet, see that as healed and whole. And tell the cells in your feet and your ankles that it's okay to heal. See them in their perfection. For your cells know how to come back to perfection. It is our beliefs, our attitudes, our judgments, our opinions that hold us stuck in a pattern. And the cellular memory that we carry from all of those. So just tell your feet and your ankles that it's okay to be healed and to be whole and to be strong. And now move that breath up into the calf and the shin. Breathing right into that part of your body, into your calf and your shin. And be grateful for all that it does, those big, strong muscles in your legs that carry you through your days. Those strong shin bones that keep you stable and upright. And be grateful for them and all that they do. Our body is in truth so beautiful when we take the time to appreciate the miracle that it is. And move that attention now into the knees. Breathing right into the knees. And maybe moving them a little bit just to wake them up and get their attention. Maybe stretching and straightening your leg and then bending it again. The knees, they are miracles. So incredible, all that it is that the knees can do. And just be grateful to them for their strength and their flexibility, their stability. And if you have some knee problems, be grateful to your knees for whatever it is that they've taught you through those problems. And see your knees and your shins and your calves as whole and healed and vibrant, filled with life force. The cells working to keep you healthy, to keep you strong, and to keep you mobile. And just enjoy how good it is that that feels. And love every cell, from the knees to the shins to the calves to the ankles to the feet, right to the tips of the toes. Allow your lower legs to be bathed in golden white light and love. And now bringing the attention up into the thighs. All of those big, strong muscles in your thighs. And if you're female, you probably don't like your thighs. It's time to love them instead. It's time to appreciate them for all that they do, appreciate their capacity, instead of being in judgment of yourself because they don't look like some advertisement on television or in a magazine. Most thighs only look like that because they've been airbrushed, because they've been touched up, or because you've done something to your body to really be hard on it. Especially as women, we naturally have some shape and curve to our hips and our thighs. And as men, we have a different shape to our hips and our thighs, but there's still the same thing happens. So many people look at their bodies and decide that they're not enough for whatever reason. So just appreciate and love those thighs and all that they are and all that they do. Breathe right into them and send them love. Send them gratitude. And see them as strong and healthy and vital. And now breathe into your hips. Oh, those hips. The hips do so much for us. They are a key joint in the body, and all of those muscles. The psoas muscle that runs through the hip is one of the most important stabilizing muscles in the body. For without that muscle and without your hips, your legs couldn't do a whole lot. So it's time to just appreciate your hips. And notice if there's any tension or stiffness or anything like that in your hips, and just breathe into that. Breathe gratitude into that. Appreciating what that tension might be showing you. If there's any discomfort, what that's taught you. Just be in a state of gratitude. Loving your hips, loving your thighs, seeing them as whole and healthy, seeing the joints flexible and strong, the muscles strong and vibrant. And just bring as much gratitude as you can, right into your hips and right down your legs. I love you. Just say that to your hips. Say that to your legs. Say it to your body. I love you. I love you. I love you. And a big breath. Completely immersing your lower body in golden white light and love. And now bringing that attention to the tailbone, tucked right in between those two hips. Another very important joint. And anyone who has had a tailbone injury can testify to how important that tailbone is and our capacity to sit. And we are a society that sits far too much. So just being grateful to those hips and that tailbone for their capacity to adapt to this lifestyle that we now live, that we spend a lot of time sitting. And breathe right into that tailbone and see it loosening, seeing it settling, releasing down and relaxing, pointing down towards the earth, or if you're lying down, pointing down towards your feet. And all the muscles around the tailbone, just loving them, appreciating that whole area, the whole pelvic floor around the tailbone and around the hips. And be grateful for it. Be grateful for all that it is, that it does for you. It holds and cradles so many organs, creates stability for the bottom half of your body, creates a support structure for the top half of your body. Just being so grateful for it, for the tailbone, for the hips, for that whole section of your body. And seeing it healed, seeing it vibrant and healthy. And talk to your cells. Cells, you know what healthy and healed is. I invite you into that now. And when you fall into that place of true love with your body responds. And now we're going to move up through the internal organs. I'm not going to try to name every one of them because I know I'll miss some if I do that. So just moving your attention first into the reproductive organs in that pelvic bowl, and loving them and thanking them. Thanking them for whatever identity it is that you show up with in the world. Thanking them for being part of the unique being that you are. If you are a parent, thanking those organs for the ability to have those children. And if you're not a parent, thanking those organs for whatever journey it is that you're on with them. And if you have any issues in any of those organs, speaking to the cells now, loving the cells, encouraging them back into health and wholeness and well-being. Your cells know homeostasis. Invite them into homeostasis, which is balance. And filling that whole pelvic bowl and those organs with love and golden white light. And now moving to the intestines, the large and small intestine, and all the associated organs and functions of the intestines. And just seeing them in their beauty and the amazing job that it is that they do. Think about all of the foods that it is that we pour into our bodies. And our stomach and our intestines handle that. Sometimes not so well, other times better. Sometimes the foods are good for us, other times not so good. But those intestines find a way to handle all that it is that they need to handle. What a miracle that they are actually able to go through and separate out the nutrients and pass on all of it the body no longer needs. And so just being grateful to those intestines for the miracle that they are. Breathing right into that area. If you have digestive challenges, like so many people on our planet, invite the digestive system to heal and to be whole. And send lots of love. Completely filling the intestines with love and golden white light. Seeing them whole and healed and healthy. And bringing that breath up now into the stomach, the liver, the spleen, all of those organs in that area. And as I said, I'm not going to name every organ, I'm just taking you to the area. If there's any organ you need to focus on, go ahead and bring your focus to that particular organ. And breathing right into that area and being grateful for all that it is that your stomach and your other digestive organs do for you. Your liver, your pancreas, the stomach. Being grateful for its ability and capacity to adjust and adapt to us eating regularly or not, to us drinking copious amounts or not drinking enough. Our body adjusts and adapts. and being grateful and loving and kind to those organs, and seeing them whole and healed and healthy. Filling those organs with white light and love. And now moving the attention to the kidneys and the bladder. Such an important job that those organs do. And taking a moment to be grateful to them for all that it is that they do. Separating those toxins and releasing them out of the body. And again, adapting to whatever amounts and whatever things it is that we choose to consume. Such miracles. And if you have any issues with them, speaking to them, inviting them into a state of healing, into a state of homeostasis, reminding yourselves that they know what health is. They know what healing is. And filling them with golden white light and love. And now paying attention to the structure around those organs, the vertebrae, the ribs, all of the muscles, the skin, all of the torso. And this is not the time to see whether or not you have a wrinkle or two or a little extra there. It doesn't matter. It's you. It's beautiful you. So just be in a state of gratitude for all of that, all that you are and all that you entail, all of your physicality in its beauty. And breathe. And seeing that spine flexible and strong, ability to hold your body upright. Think of the miracle of that. That those vertebrae, they have the capacity to bend forward and backward, and yet still hold your body upright and strong. The muscles and the bones are truly miracles. And just loving all of them. And moving that attention up as you send love to all parts of your torso. And then moving your attention to the heart and the lungs. Breathing right into the heart center and filling those lungs with air and with love. And thinking of the miracle that they are. If you want to be reminded of the miracle of the heart, try moving your hand as if you were pumping your heart. And see how long that would last. Not very long. Pretty soon you would forget, or your hand would get tired. But your heart doesn't forget. It doesn't forget to beat. It doesn't get tired and stop beating. It just keeps beating. And that's part of the miracle of this physical vessel that you're in. And the lungs keep breathing. Most of us are very shallow breathers, but we don't forget completely to breathe. We may hold our breath, particularly in times of stress, but we remember to breathe. So nice deep breath. Appreciating that heart and those lungs. and all that it is that they do. Such miracles. And now moving to the bones. So the collarbones, the bones in through the chest, the upper ribs, the upper spine, through those vertebrae, and right up into the shoulders. So breathing into that whole part of your body. So your upper torso up into your chest and your upper back. And taking a moment to be grateful for all that that is. And seeing it for the miracle that it is, rather than for your perceived imperfections. The whole body is such a miracle. And targeting now the shoulders. The shoulders carry so much weight and tension. They do so much for us. They move in so many miraculous ways. And just loving those shoulders. And inviting them to open. And open the chest. And to release that tension. Just breathe it out. Most of us carry tension in our shoulders, so just breathing right into that. And on the exhale, releasing it. Maybe even visualizing that tension just pouring out of the shoulders and being released. And inviting all of those aspects of your shoulders, the bones, the muscles, the tendons, inviting them into wholeness and balance, into homeostasis, and filling them with love and golden white light. And then taking this love and this breath right down the arms, right down to the tips of the fingers, and maybe moving and stretching the hands to awaken the energy. Breathing right into the hands, into every finger, into all of the joints. The hands are another miracle like the feet in all that it is that they can do for us. The ways they can bend, the fact we can pick things up, all of the amazing skills and abilities of our hands. And all of those muscles and joints in our hands, just loving them. Inviting them into a state of healing and wholeness and wellness. Seeing your hands healed. Filling them with golden white light and love. And then breathing into the wrists. Releasing any tension that you may be carrying in the wrists, any discomfort there. We put a lot of stress on our hands and our wrists with our current lifestyle. And so maybe just flexing those wrists a little bit, inviting them to open. Breathing right into the wrists, filling them with gratitude, being thankful for all that it is that they do. If you are having any problems with your hands and your wrists, being thankful for all that that is teaching you. And just open those wrists up with love. and inviting those wrists into wholeness, into homeostasis, into healing, talking to the cells in the wrists and the hands, and reminding them that they know what wellness is. They know what wholeness and healing is. And now moving the breath and the attention into the forearms, noticing the muscles and the bones, connecting with those forearms and loving them, grateful to them for all that it is that they do. And then bringing that breath into the elbows and for their capacity to bend and to move, and into the upper arms. And now loving and healing and appreciating the entire arm and all that it does. Seeing it as whole and healed, and coming into a state of gratitude for the arms. Breathing golden white light and love right into the arms. And now bringing that breath and attention into the neck, to the vertebrae in the neck, and the neck itself. Maybe moving your head slightly to wake up your neck. You may hear some crackling in there as you move your head. Again, the lifestyle that we live can be very hard on our neck. So appreciating it for all of the adaptation and all the strength. The fact that it holds your head securely on your shoulders, that you can turn your head from side to side, all that it is that it does for you. Just loving that. And being grateful. Seeing as your neck as whole and healed and strong, flexible, and filling it with love and golden white light. And finally bringing the breath up into the head, right up the back of the head, over the top of the head and down through the face, encompassing the face, the brain, the skull, all aspects of your head. And just breathing here for a moment. And being reminded of all that it is that your head does. All of the functions that your brain takes care of. Your eyes that see, your nose that smells, your mouth that eats and tastes and speaks, your ears that hear. So many functions, or external functions, are concentrated in the head. Internal functions are concentrated in other parts of the body. And that's not to say there are no internal functions in the head. There are those, of course, as well. Enveloping your entire head with golden white light and love, seeing it balanced and whole, healed, and in homeostasis. And so now just connecting to all of the bones, all of the muscles, and all of the skin that comprises that more exterior skeletal experience of your body. And loving them all. Appreciating all that it is that your skin does, all that your hair does. Appreciating your fingernails and your toenails. And appreciating every individual characteristic and trait that makes you, you. This is such a glorious container that we are traveling this life in. We couldn't have this physical experience without this body or this vehicle for our soul to reside. So noticing all of those parts of your body that just want a little more love, and loving them, acknowledging them, reminding yourself of how fortunate it is that you have this body and all of the lessons that you've gotten to learn with it. And just rest here, breathing, loving your body, loving every aspect of it. Relax into that love, into that state of well-being. Into that state of gratitude. If you notice judgments of yourself pop up, just thank them and let them go. And return to the focus on gratitude and love for your physical vessel. And tell that physical vessel that you love it. I love you. 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 And see the entire body filled with love and golden white light. Filled with healing, filled with balance. And then spiraling that love right down through the body and out the base of the spine and out the soles of the feet to anchor you fully upon our beautiful planet. And bringing that state of love for self right down into the planet as well. Connecting to Gaia, to Mother Earth, loving her, loving yourself. Taking a moment to be grateful to your soul for choosing this experience, choosing this physical vessel, choosing this opportunity to connect between heaven and earth, between our non-physical experience and our physical experience. And from this loving place, from this centered place, from this place of wholeness, coming back into the heart center. Coming back into physical awareness, just slowly and gently. Breathing that love through the heart, breathing that gratitude through the heart. Projecting that out into the world, connecting with all the other loving hearts. And inviting this to stay in your heart throughout the rest of the day. And know that it is as simple as placing your hand upon your heart and taking a deep breath to come back into this state of love, into this state of wholeness and gratitude. And now beginning to become aware, coming back into present time, coming back into this third dimensional reality, but bringing with you that sense of peace and that sense of gratitude, that experience that's a little bit different than when you started. And remember to come back to this place of healing and wellness and wholeness frequently, even if it's just for a moment when you get up in the mornings, or just for a moment as you go to bed at night. Take a moment to love yourself, to focus on your body and say, I love you. I love you. I love you. Oh, and with that, welcoming yourself fully back to present time, back to present awareness. Maybe giving yourself a little stretch, stretching your arms and your legs, stretching out your back. Couple of big breaths. Nice big exhale through the mouth. Another one. And welcome back. Okay, so very few of us ever take the time to really, truly love our body. So this was quite a long process to go through loving the body. As you practice it, you can move through much more quickly, and you really can get to that place where you can just envelop your body in love and remind it that you do love it and see it as whole and healed and well, and invite those cells to know what they need to do in order to heal, and invite them to do that healing. When we see ourselves as beautiful, loving, whole, spiritual beings, not just a spirit disconnected from a body, but as that whole being, it's amazing the difference that that can make in your relationship with your body, and in turn your relationship with the external world. So I will leave you with that. Thank you so much for joining me. And let me just remind you that 1 Million Meditators is going to be continuing to offer meditations throughout the week, and a full 24 hours of guided meditations. I love myself and the planet this coming weekend to celebrate the 2nd anniversary of 1 Million Meditators. I'm Bonnie. I'm one of the ambassadors for 1 Million Meditators, and I'm delighted to have been able to take this journey with each one of you. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and enjoy loving yourself, loving that body, and loving the experience of being in it. Take care. Namaste.